What's up, everyone? You know who I am. I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the world of weird. Yeah, the Sensational She Hulk, issue 24, and she's going against Death's Head. Yup, you heard it right. Death's Head. This intergalactic bounty hunter from the future, the past, the present, or whatever. He will hunt down whatever you want for the right price. And the thing that he wants the most is this vase that Jennifer has come across. It's from the Ming Dynasty or somewhere like that, and it is priceless. So Jennifer, thinking that she actually has a winning lottery ticket here, you know, just upon coming upon this vase, actually winning it, getting it, and she feels that she's being watched. And yes, there's always some scumbag that wants to take something that's not theirs, and he's giving her a good eyeful. Meanwhile, Jennifer is trying to figure out what she's going to do with this vase as she goes off into her courtroom and goes against this guy named Bono, who's just a very slimy jerk who weasels his way out of it. And of course, She-Hulk loses her temper. She wants to break his teeth, and who can blame him? Who can blame her? I mean, this guy is pure scum. Anyways, after she composes herself, she tries to figure out another way to kind of get this guy in trouble, considering that an innocent man just went to prison. But she has the vase, and it's time to sell it and do some shopping until some kid comes out of nowhere and runs right into her, and the vase goes out into the New York traffic. Excuse me, California traffic. I mean, she is a California girl after all. She jumps for it, she saves it, and she doesn't realize that the trees are after her, the branches, and they take a swipe at her, barely missing. And now these two detectives, desperate, wondering what's going to happen, they end up over a grave called Dead's Head. And this is something you should never do. Never go to a bounty hunter villain grave, and just kind of ask for them to come back, because you will get what you wish for. And this Dick Tracy lookalike gets kicked aside as Death's Head is up and running. I guess he's supposed to be some kind of freelance peacekeeper agent, but we're just going to call him a bounty hunter because it is what it is. Even if you do good things for the right reasons, you're still a bounty hunter. I mean, wrong is wrong. And of course, he takes to these cops, mobsters, corrupted, whoever they are. And one of them has a lightsaber. Yup, you heard it right. One of them has a lightsaber. And he's going to take down this guy because he's trying to protect his client. Death's Head can appreciate that. He beats the crap out of him, leaves him alive. And of course, this girl is actually the client. This girl is the one that actually hires him. This is the one that sets everything in motion, that she needs that vase. Yes, the vase that She-Hulk has, and she's so desperately trying to keep from being broken. I love how the wind just seems to follow that magnificent rear end of hers. I mean, look at that shot. You can't tell me the artist didn't do that on purpose. But anyways, there's a whirlwind starting as it says, "Give me the vase now, the vase." And you think by now someone telling She-Hulk that she's not going to cooperate. I mean, she's not going to give up that vase. She's not going to, especially since it's worth millions and millions of dollars. And here comes the second stringers: Whirlwind, Gamma Man, the Light Master, and Plant Man. Yes, if there ever was a league of losers, this is one of them. And She-Hulk's like, why do they want the vase? And they're not going to get it. And she knocks one of them across the street. She grabs onto the vase, and of course this scumbag standing there before her, good old Bono, and she's getting ready to punch his lights out, give him what he deserves, a little bit of justice, because he's just a grade A scumbag. And all of a sudden Whirlwind pops up, and she just pops him, and she's just beating the crap out of these guys. These are just second stringers at best. Radioactive Man thinks that he's got it, but he underestimates She-Hulk, and she just punches the ever-loving hell out of him. You gotta love She-Hulk. I mean, Shulky knows what she's doing, She just takes these guys to church, beats them through every staple, gives them the ruler, and beats the crap out of them. Anyway, she's sitting at her apartment, being her own sexy self, figuring out what she's going to do with the vase, saying, oh, baby, I'm not going to get rid of you until I can sell you, make that profit, make that money. Until Death Head comes out of nowhere wanting the same thing, coming in a nice, badass cycle, grabs the vase. And of course, She Hulk is a little pissed off. You come into her home, you wreck her home, you grab her $1 million vase, millions of dollars, I should say, and you're going to piss her off. She jumps out of nowhere and she starts beating the crap out of him. I mean, She Hulk has expensive taste, you know what I'm saying? And of course, the vase falls. There's a mad scramble to catch it because they don't want it to break, so they both dive down. They manage to save it. And she's wondering all this over a vase. And of course, Death Head introduces himself, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the vase and why is it so valuable to him and why is it so valuable to her, the typical hoorah. Of course, Lightmaster fires a beam out, hits Death Head, and these guys just make quick work of these League of Losers. I mean, they beat the crap out of them. It is sad. They not only beat the crap out of them, they beat the crap out of them and take their lunch money, period, and the vase. And of course, the scumbag standing there, she gets tired of him, smashes the vase over his head, and of course, the wreckage. And a disc pops out. And that is worth more than the priceless millions. As Plant Man decides to disappear into the background, giving up. He's not going to win this day. She Hulk, of course, gives him the disc, wondering if it's going to pay off sooner or later, or if it's going to be able to catch the guy. The scumbag that was there, Bono, whatever his name is, So she gives it to Death's Head, and oddly enough, and keep in mind, this was made in the 90s. She gets a letter from 2020. Yes, 2020. I know everyone's going to start going, oh, well, it's 2021 or whatever. But this is the past, so accept it. This guy ends up getting prosecuted from that attorney. He ends up going to jail, and that is just priceless for She Hulk. And what will happen the next time, as always, I will catch you on the flip side. Yeah.